To our pre-match press conference to preview our game against Tottenham. We'll start off with Vinny from Sky.
David, first of all, can I ask you about Jarrad Branthwaite? Is it a recurrence of the injury that forced him to have surgery? And how disappointing is it for him and yourself, obviously?
Yeah, it was. But we felt as if after that we had him back. He was back in full training. We expected him to be very close for Man City. And but he just didn't feel quite right. So we got it checked and we got some work done on it.
You got a time scale as to when?
No, and we wouldn't put a time scale on it anyway. Vinny, we'll give him the chance to heal and take his time.
Nathan Patterson?
Well, Pato had a plantar fascia tear in his foot, which he picked up in the game against.
Would it be
under 21s?
Yeah, against Bradford.
Bradford, sorry, slipped my head there when it was, and. So he's got a plantar fascia tear, which is probably going to keep him out for a couple of weeks. So in that period, he's had a little bit of an issue with his hernia. So we're going to get it tidied up while he's out with his plantar fascia.
Obviously, this weekend we know you got Jack Grealish back, and we highlighted just what an influence he's been. But at the same time, how reassuring was it for you? There's chances that you were able to create against Manchester City in his absence.
Well, I hope that we can continue to do that. I mean, I think at the end of last season, without Jack, we were creating chances and we were scoring a few goals as well. So hopefully the players who've been here before are used to it. You know, we had some brilliant performances on the day, but obviously our levels are still below Manchester City. But I hope we can continue to make chances. It's really important for us.
3 points separate yourself and Spurs. What test do you feel that you're facing against them, particularly under Thomas Frank now?
Well, 3 points at the moment don't sound that much, but in truth it is quite a lot because, you know, it's so difficult to gain points in the Premier League at the moment, you know, and it's tight in lots of areas. So Tottenham have always had a good side wherever I've known, always good teams. I think Thomas has had a brilliant start, started his management career at Tottenham in a good fashion. So it's a tough game. They've got a great away record at the moment, but we've also got a pretty good home record.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, Vinny. We'll go to Fraser at Premier League Productions.
Just moving on from that, David, knowing Thomas as you do, obviously it's a pretty high pressure job at Spurs given the expectation that club has. Did you always think that he was the kind of character that will be able to handle the expectation that a club like Spurs has?
Well, his work he done at Brentford was hugely going to get him another job because of how well he done at Brentford. He done a great job over the years, helping bring them forward and building a great side which they had at Brentford. So it's no surprise that he was going to get one of the big jobs somewhere along the line. I think he would have probably been spoken to by other big clubs, I'm sure, somewhere before as well. But I think Tottenham probably works for him well, keeps him in London, and it's been a good start to the season for him. And
you mentioned that the home record. This will be your 6th game at home now in the new stadium. Mm-hmm. How has the transition been for you overall so far? Is it feeling like it's home?
Yeah, I think we're all pretty comfortable. I think, like Ed Nell said, I don't think you. I think if we'd been losing the games, you might have said how this is difficult. What's happening here, but we've won the games, and it's a bit easier to speak well about it. But generally, I think it's something we've been sort of waiting on. We've been hoping for so many years at Everton. I think now we're there. We're so glad we've got it, and thankfully we've got off to a good start. But look, whether it was a new stadium or whether it was Goodison, we had to get off to a good start because we need to pick up points at home, and we've done okay. We've been fine at home.
Okay. Thanks, Fraser. We'll go to Julia at Ready on Merseyside.
Yes, hi there.
Hi there.
With Jarrad's injury, does this give you a chance to now maybe look at things? I know Jake has always said he still sees himself as a centre-back and he's been in the right-back position. Could you give him a run at centre-back now?
Yeah, absolutely. We gave him a run at the end of last season. I think he played at centre-back, certainly played at Newcastle. Might have been Crystal Palace we played centre-back. No, it wasn't Crystal Palace, I don't think he played. So he's had a couple of games and he done very well. Might have been Fulham, actually, where I'm thinking of possibly. So he is a centre-back, but he's doing a really good job for us at right-back in the main, and he needs to keep his levels up, like we all do.
Do you like working with those players like him and probably James Garner as well, that are so versatile and that, you know, if you need them, you have that conversation and they just say, yeah, I'll play where you want?
Well, I think versatility is a big part of football now, where a lot of players are playing in different positions. I I think quite often and I'm calling Jake a young centre-back, he's maybe not that young now, but to be a sort of young centre-back, quite often you might have had to make your debut and get started being a full-back. I certainly did as a player as well, but I think that's part of it. As it is, having Jared and Tarky here is a hard two to nudge away. Keno's played very well in the game, so he'll need to keep fighting for his own position where he's playing at the moment. And but if we have any problems at centre back, then we know we've got them.
You mentioned there was 3 points between the two teams going into this game. When you arrived in January, the pressure was incredibly different. Is it different type of pressure now? Because everyone's looking up and saying, how many points to those European places? Yeah,
it is different because I think when I came in, certainly, there was a feeling of anything we can do would be, anything better than what's going on would be good, because if we could stay in the league, that would be hugely important. Our most important thing, moving to a new stadium, how are we going to do that if we weren't a Premier League team? So I think it's changed a little bit. I actually think the supporters have changed as well. I think they're certainly more optimistic. But I do think it's part of the manager's job to do that as well. I think you want to try and build a little bit of expectations. But on the same breath, you mustn't forget where we've been for quite a few years, and we're just coming out of difficult financial times. Where there's a lot of things going to need to change for us to get back to the levels where who we all hope we get to. But I've been really pleased with how the players have done. I think they've been great. There's been a couple of games we could have done a bit better, but in the main, I think they've started very well.
ILIMAN NDI's performances have been praised, and against City, although it wasn't the result that anyone wanted, especially in the first half, his performance has been singled out. How good could he become?
Well, Ellie's hugely impressed me by how he's played. And he's gone from the left side to the right side. He can play on either side. So I think he's been better there. I think we played him as a number 10 in one of the games recently, and I didn't think it quite suited him as much as playing off the sides. But he's been so good because his goals as well. We're getting goals from him, which to get goals from your wide players, obviously you want your goals from your number 9s normally, but after that then it becomes your wide players and your midfield players. So Ellie's goal return has been good for his role he plays. He's a great lad to work with. He showed some brilliant moments, especially in the first half against Man City, but we just want him to be that in all the games. And I think he has been since I've come in. I've been hugely impressed.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julia. We'll go to Carl at the Press Association.
Hi, Carol.
You've said you've been happy with most of the performances. Really, I guess for you now, consistency becomes the key, isn't it? You need momentum of back results to kick you on.
Yeah, it is for us to keep away from the wrong end of the table. That's what we don't want. We want to keep up there. And let's be fair, for the opening, I don't know, we're 8 games in now. So the best part of 7 or 8 games, maybe not the 8th one, but the 7th game we've been in amongst the the top end and the bottom end. So that's the fight we've got, to make sure that's where we are. Again, I want the expectations to be risen, which I think they have. But in the same breath, I need sometimes just to say, hey, wait a minute here, just don't forget where we've come from. So there'll be times we're not going to win all the games, we're not going to always be great all the time. But I think after the turnaround of players we had last year, the finish we had last year, we've come into this year with new players, but confident because we finished last season so well.
Is that balance of remembering where you've come from and where you want to go, is that a difficult one to sort of establish, and are the players ready to be pushed on, thinking that now we should be looking top?
Well, I think the players are all quite clued in. They know what I expect and know what I'm looking for and where we want to be. And I think I can speak to Evertonians because they'll understand. I've been here long enough and they'll understand what we're saying. Look, we're getting much, much better, but we've got a long journey to go to get to the levels. And the first time I was here, it took 11 years to probably get. We were maybe getting there a bit sooner, but it wasn't a journey which we could easily just turn up and say we're going to switch the light on here and everything's going to change. It's not, but we're doing a big job in trying to get it turned around as quick as we can.